So today we're going to talk about the immediate yes offer framework. And this is an extension of the custom GPT that you have already used, because this particular document, with this particular training, consists of the underlying principles of immediate yes offers. So I'll go over them one by one so to understand exactly how this works together. All right. Now, before I do that, uh, my promise for you is, if you follow these guidelines and exactly use this custom GPT, is going to make your offer so good that you get immediate yeses from your prospects without having a crazy guarantee, a huge promise like 20 video lessons, unlimited calls, and all this crazy shit. You're going to make your offer so good that your prospects can clearly see themselves in it, themselves getting success through it. That's what matters. So why this matters, because most coaches and consultants have incredible value to the offer. But when your offer isn't clear enough, but if it doesn't clearly explain any of these three things, like if it's not clear enough to understand in seconds, it's not emotionally safe enough to say yes to, and simple enough to picture themselves succeeding in it, your ideal clients will freeze, stall, they'll ghost you, they'll not respond back to you. And this is what it is. So we got to make sure that we get three big yeses from their side. So first one is this made for me? Now, this is really important because no matter how good your offer is, no matter how amazing, how advanced AI, whatever you have in it, make it sound amazing. But if this is not made for them, if they don't feel like, okay, this is what exactly what I need, and they'll never take action. They'll stall, they'll ghost you. So it's really important that they should feel, okay, does buying your offer, does it affirm with my identity or the type of person I want to be? Because let's say I'm a business coach, and there are other business coaches out there who might sell using sales calls. They might promote how to take sales calls to close like 50% of the conversions, to promote that. Then there might be some business coaches who might be producing viral content, and they'll teach you exactly how to go viral. That's their main identity. That's what they're actually famous for. Whereas in my case, I teach people how to sell without sales call, how to pre-sell clients, how to attract soulmate clients. That's my principles, right? Now, if you align with my principle, you'll feel like, yeah, man, this is the right guy for me. So it becomes an easy yes from you on my side, right? So no matter how, I'm not saying, sales calls are bad or going viral is bad. Yeah, they're all their own thing. But according to me, how we operate, it's different. So if my dream clients, if my soulmate clients visualize themselves selling without sales calls, I might be the best option for them in that case, right? So that's really what you have to take care of. Then they should feel like, do I resonate deeply with the coach's value, lifestyle, personality, and philosophy? This is again important because we coaches have big ideas, our intellectual property, of our opinions, our philosophies, right? If you align to that, it makes an easy yes for them, right? Because if someone aligns with my big idea, okay, let's say selling without sales call. If you feel, okay, sales calls are not the right thing, they're unnecessary, you know, because it convinces people to get into the program and you don't want to do that. If you trust that big idea, so my offer just becomes the next step for you. So this is really, really important that you get to know that your audience will only buy your offer when they actually trust you as a person, you as the identity. Along with, they should they should visualize themselves working with you, getting the success they want to get. So they need to feel, okay, is this made for me or not? That's the first one that I keep in mind. Number two, am I certain it will solve my problem or help me get closer to my goals? As it says, am I confident the solution will deliver the exact outcome I want? Because this program might work for X, Y, and Z, but will this work for me? That's an important question. Because I might be teaching you, okay, you don't need to get on sales calls to close deals, but you need to work 12 hours a day. Okay, it's gonna work working 12 hours a day, but I might be a busy person, I might not have 12 hours to spend every day in my business. So in that case, you might say, okay, it sounds amazing. He might help someone get clients without sales calls, but I won't be able to put 12 hours every single day. Makes sense, right? And lastly, do I trust this coach and myself to do this? Because again, a coach can do his or her job, but will I do the job what the coach suggests? That's important. If it's too much of burden on their end, they won't take action, no matter how good your program is, no matter how many videos you have, no matter how many trainings you have, or how many resources you have. They have to feel, okay, it's lightweight. I can do that myself. And I trust this guy. This guy is legit. He will help me or she will help me to do this. So if you factor in these three questions, if you get three yeses on these three things, it makes it easier for them to get into your world. Now, in order for us to get those three yeses, we're going to be following the 10 immediate yes offer principles, where I'll show you exactly what to add or take away from your existing offer to make your offer an obvious yes. All right. And I hope you guys have been using the custom GPTs designed using the exact principles I'm about to show you right now. Okay, number one, lower the commitment. Just to give you a context about this idea, in my program, we have a core offer, which is the high ticket offer, and multiple, trigger offers, which are like workshops that we run together. All right. Now, I'm not saying those are multiple offers. You'll have multiple offers. All of them are extracted from the core offer itself. So it's like having one offer and you're selling that one offer in different ways, in form of workshops, in form of GPTs, in form of lead magnets, in form of your core offers, whatever that is, right? Now, what I do is, so when someone, gets into a workshop, when they pay for the workshop, and as the workshop ends, we send the next day, actually, after the workshop ends, we send out an email where we discuss the next step. Because they've already implemented what we taught in the workshop. Now they know exactly how we operate in our world. Now the email that we send is to invite them into our program, but there's a caveat here, because these guys have just met you for 24 hours. You've been a part with them in the particular workshop. They don't have enough trust in you yet. Hence, instead of them committing into the 90-day program, we give them a 30-day pass, to see exactly how we work. If you like it, if you love it, we can continue for the extended months. If you don't like it, you can leave it. There's no commitment involved here. So if you make that something like easier for them to consume, to lower the commitment, it makes them to say, yeah, easy, let's try this out to see how this works. That's one thing you have to keep in mind. That's your first offer principle. Number two, clarify what they don't have to do. This is really, really important. People believe that, okay, if I have a lot of things that I can do with my clients, I need to provide a lot of resources, but in reality, it's actually pushing you away. It's actually pushing your clients away from you because they don't want so much burden in their life. So you need to be very, very specific and clear about what they don't have to do. Like for example, you can say, you don't need a funnel, you don't need a sales team or a perfect niche. You just need one clear offer and the right signal. You just mention in your offer. If you're selling without a sales call, you might have an offer document that you send, right? In your offer document, you need to mention exactly what they don't have to do. Very, very important. If you're helping someone lose weight and your prospects love, let's say, eating snacks and chocolates, and you feel your mechanism can actually help them lose weight without actually sacrificing chocolates, let them know. That's the best thing to do. So clarify what they don't have to do. All right. Moving on to the next one, clear path. So as I said, if you're selling without a sales call, your prospects need to have a clear vision how your program works. There has to be a clear path. So if you're starting from a source to the final destination where they'll get success, in between there has to be multiple steps in a path. So they will exactly look at your program from the document and visualize themselves, okay, these are the steps we have to take in order to get to the final outcome. Okay, this is really important. So in your offer document, let them lay out the roadmap, actions, and milestones for them. So they exactly know what are the next steps they should be working on with you in the next 90 days or how long your program is for. Okay, so you gotta mention like this. First we will do this, then we will do this, and finally, this, and finally we'll do this. So they get a clear roadmap, a clear path of what needs to be done. Next one. Communicate the short-term wins. This is again really, really important because remember, as we discussed, in your path, there will be multiple steps, right? Now, once someone completes a particular step, there has to be some milestones there that they are achieving, right? So they may not have to be a big milestone. They can be small, tangible outcomes, tangible milestones, small wins that they can say, yo, I already got this win. I know I have completed this step, so I'll move on to the next one. So it's important that you clearly communicate those short-term wins and milestones in between steps to the final outcome. All right. So if you want an example, if in my offer, if there's a step called uh, installing the flywheel, that's what we teach. Within the flywheel step, there will be a milestone that is, okay, you're ready to sell through flywheel because you have completed the offer document. So offer document ready. That can be a milestone. That can be a short win, short-term win. Makes sense? Moving on to the next one, lower the emotional cost. It shouldn't feel like they need to start or rebuild everything from scratch, because if you're working with business owners, they already have a lot of things which they have been doing. And there's something they love, and there's something they don't love. So you cannot say, no matter what are the things that you love, just throw them away. Let's start from the scratch. It's a huge emotional cost. You're gonna make sure you're lowering that. It doesn't have to be for business issues, it can be anything. If you are actually helping someone lose weight, if someone loves to have chocolates every week, you cannot say, no to chocolate, no to strict diet. You have to lower the emotional cost of it. All right. Next, solve less problems. You don't need to provide a crazy guarantee. I'm going to help you hit $1 million in the next 60 days. That's a crazy guarantee. And if you actually help someone do that, you need to solve a lot of their problems. And that's not possible because you find yourself promising a lot of things and finally under delivering stuff. Hence, you don't get a good response from your clients, and which results in long-term failure. You don't want to do that. So solve less problems, be open about it. What are you going to do for the next 90 days? They can clearly see and visualize the roadmap. Because just to let you know, if you promise a world, the chances that they'll not reach there. Nowhere near, I would rather say. Hence, they'll complain. So rather promise mountains, or maybe promise some high skyscraper buildings where you can get them close to, or they can climb till the 15th floor of the 30-story building. So they know exactly where they are at. So it's all about helping someone get to an outcome by making sure that he or she understands what they're working on, and it should be tangible at the same time, not over promising results, because you need to make sure you're having enough trust with your clients. Hence, we are calling them soulmate clients. Next ones, number 7, reduce the overwhelm. Again, as I said, in your delivery, you might have 10 video courses, you might have 5 group calls every week, and you want your clients to consume 20 video lessons or spend 5 hours a day to execute the idea. To be honest, you feel you're giving a lot of stuff for the amount of money you are charging, but it backfires. You don't want to do that. You want to make it easier for your clients to consume at the same time, so they don't feel like they're choked, and hence they can work on your business, work on their business, and get the outcome. So reduce the overwhelm, make it clear. Your path has to be super clear, so they can visualize working on them, and though they know exactly what should I avoid, what I don't need, and what are the things I need in order to get success through this. All right. Number 8, sell the relief, not just the roadmap. As we said, like if you look at the example here, the roadmap version is you'll learn how to refine your niche, clarify your messaging, build your content engine, and set up a backend that scales. It's too technical terms if you're using in this case. And if you can rather have a relief version that actually talks to the subconscious brain, creates a relief in them. So you'll say something like, you'll finally stop second guessing your direction and know exactly how to show up in a way that lands and sells and feels like you. Just reading this, I feel like, okay, this is the person I want to be. So instead of always using this jargon keywords like messaging, niche, content engine, systems, sales, skills, you'll rather use a human relief version of it. So people can actually feel that. That's what we want. So there has to be a good mixture in your offer document. You always need to mention some of your mechanism and technical terms, and rather you also need to mention some emotional things that they will be getting. That actually what drives them. It doesn't matter for me to have $20,000 a month business. What it matters to me is buying a house for my mom. That matters, right? So your offer docs need to show some relief in it as well. Number 9, this is again very, very important. Why now? Because there's no person in the world imagine themselves waking up tomorrow morning and spending $5,000 on something, right? They need to have a reason to act. So there are different ways you can do that. So as you can see, there's seasonal, reveal, new, urgency, scarcity, bonuses, quick wins, price promos. Some of them are self-explanatory. I'm not going to read this out. Like the one that I want to mention here is seasonal and new. Seasonal is something that you're selling the same thing, but having a different angle to it. While if I sell a workshop on how to create content that works, I might add some twist to create a specific type of content to do in December's so that you know exactly you will be attracting client during that festive season. So I might have a new workshop named as a client by Christmas workshop where I'll teach the same principles but a different form of content. So if that makes sense. So those are the seasonal things that you can keep in mind, to create this urgency and why now factor for your clients. Similarly, new, in your offer, you might be doing one-on-one calls, let's say. So you can add a new feature to your existing offer. You're not building out a new offer completely, but let's say you decided to do another bi-weekly one-on-one review call or a hot seat call that is only applicable to the first 10 clients who apply within this month. That makes your offer amazing. That's not one example of the why now principle. Moving on to the last one, offer fit signals. Now, this is simply, these are the 5 sentences, answers, is this for me or not? So number 1, design for how they actually work. Like built for entrepreneurs who thrive in short, focused burst, not all day hustle. They should be understanding how this is actually going to work. Number 2, speaks to what they're tired of doing. You just want to mention in your offer document, like these are things that you're tired of doing. You don't have to do it anymore with us. This is because we're going to be working in this particular style or this particular applications. Okay. Number 3, name the stage they are in. It can be emotional stage or strategic stage, like something like you have grown fast, but now things feels a bit messy, leaky, or hard to hold. That's exactly where we begin. So they exactly know where they are at and where you guys should be working on together on. So it makes a lot of sense to them. Number 4, names what's no longer working. So there might be some of your clients who are doing the same thing without knowing that those are obsolete. But they believe, this is what I need to be doing. This is what I should be doing every single day. And that's what you're gonna let them know. Hey, you're working on this. Like for example, I always say in my offer, if you're still having funnels in your business, it's never gonna work because funnels are dead. You rather need a flywheel. That's what we teach in our program. Lastly, shows that the support fits how they want to be led. Simple. You don't need a cheerleader or a boss. You need someone who sees clearly and helps you act simply, right? There might be prospects who don't love to have a cheerleader or a bossy culture. They want someone like a true friend helping them out and moving them forward every single day. So these are the 5 questions. If you answer these 5 questions, this is what you call the offer fit signals. So these are the 10 principles, guys. And if you want this document, I'll comment the word doc below or send me a message with the word doc. I'll send this document with you, which also has access to the GPT, which you've been using already. So knowing these principles, making sure that you're implementing this particular GPT and put your offer doc that you already have. If you don't have an offer doc, let me know. We can help you on that as well. Or if you have an offer somewhere in your website, feel free to copy the entire text and put it into the GPT. It's going to show you exactly what works, what doesn't work, and exactly how to fix it to make it amazing. It's also going to rate you on a basis of 10 for each section that you have in your offer and point out the section that you need to work on. And I also provide some ideas that you can use to make your offer amazing. If you have any questions around this, let me know.